Cool.
Hi there, here we are, and our guest is a famous Romanian investigative journalist, our big friend Biro Atila. Many years ago, we were together in Afghanistan. And now, dear Biro, we want to share with you some thoughts about election in Romania and the mass protests. Please share with us your knowledge about this process. What is going on?
First of all, hello to you and to your viewers. Well, in Romania, what happened it was that we had the presidential elections, and we were hoping to have a new president in place, which we didn't because the election were annulled by the Constitutional Court due to Russian interference. So we have seen that the Romanian election were diverted, were perverted by an attack in a form of internet, like in the cyberspace, Russians perpetrated an attack against the election. Basically, what happened? Russians used the infrastructure, Romanian social media infrastructure from mostly TikTok, but other platforms, to divert and manipulate people to vote for an extremist candidate. So the situation was like very odd because just a few weeks before the election, Mr. Călin Georgescu was basically unknown to the general public. But in just a few weeks, he benefited from an unlawful campaign on TikTok that was manipulated in his favor. And in some part, we know that the online campaign was enhanced by, we investigated and we could show that Telegram groups used by Russia were boosting his profile during this campaign. And there are now some official statements in this regard. So we have seen that Russia is meddling into the election, but this is something continuous because we have at context.ro in Romania, we have investigated the Russian campaigns to attack the democracy by manipulating narratives, by launching a
What
lot
kind
of
of narratives?
disinformation in the
What
past.
kind of narratives? Can you share with us
Oh,
some examples?
the main thing is that the war in Ukraine, the as you know, like Ukraine, it's not a real state, that it's actually Russia, that Ukraine is actually getting Romania into the war, that and there are like the tricky narratives where there are this type of extremists that say, "Oh, we want peace, so we could obtain peace by not by not but getting out of the EU, getting out of the EU, NATO, and things like that." But then there are also very precise narratives on economics. For example, a lot of things attack the very basis of the society on food. So, for example, we investigated that fake narratives were perpetrated by Russian trolls. For example, saying that the Romanian egg producers are getting bankrupt because there are too many imports from Ukraine, which was totally fake. That Romanian grain producers are going bankrupt because there are too many grains from Ukraine. Again, fake news. So it's constant, and it's attacking. There's like a clear direction of attacking our relationship and partnership with Ukraine, with NATO, with EU. and then obviously benefiting Russia. You'll not see like narratives that, Russia is great and things like that, but more on the negative side against anti-EU, anti-NATO, and anti-Ukraine.
Biro, what is the main reason of Russian interest in Romania? What is it's a energy, for example, energy security, it's a Black Sea security policy. Is it only NATO and EU or something more?
I mean, it's in my opinion, I'm not a political scientist and analyst, we are doing investigative reporting, but it's obviously they want a weak country. If Romania is weak, then it will not be able to help Moldova, it will not be able to help Ukraine. So then it's targeting directly, it's benefiting directly Russia to in their brutal war against Ukraine. So that's the main thing, because as mentioned, they were already successful on economics. For example, Romania, based on fake information, on fake news, on disinformation campaigns, the Romanian government stopped several types of imports from Ukraine. So that's damaging the Ukrainian economy. So Ukrainians have less money for weapons and military because Russia was successful in putting and dispersing this information and fake information.
And now, what is next? What is the next step? I mean, how you will defend your country?
Well, we have new elections in the next 4 months. I'm a journalist, I'm an investigative reporter. What we will be able to do is just to write about these things, to investigate even more the links, the trolls, the operators in Romania. What is crazy is that we found out that pro-Russians and Russian trolls were able to create platforms, online platforms, using EU funds. So they used like Romanian money, like European money, and they created this platform. And this is something very damaging, and we are exposing this. And we want, we are putting this information in the hope that the EU and national government will stop the flow of money to Russia, because everybody's looking to see the transactions, the Russian money into Romania. But sometimes you will find, because there's none, because they are smart and they are using our weak state, they are using weak links in the government to obtain funds and perpetrate an attack against our country. So from our perspective, I will do, my job to inform the people as best as possible.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you, and good luck to you in Georgia. I mean, we are always rooting for you guys, and waiting for Georgia to join the EU. So that's the right path, and we will welcome you when you will join.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.